Everybody, good to see you all. Good to be together? Yes. Not good. Great to be together, no? How many people really, if you think about it, you check your friends, relatives, people around you, and those who are above you, those who are junior than you, how many people do you think have a life like this? There's a guy, chirpy, nice, happy, walking in. Hi, morning, what a beautiful day. The other guy had a fight at home. He said, what's so good about it today? So the guy who said, what a beautiful day today, he said, try being dead. No. Hey, have you noticed something? I want you all to keep reflecting on it. That's beautiful, something Ivy is talking about, reflection. Again. In the ancient Indian scriptures of all religion, particularly the foundation of our is the Vedanta. It's talking about the same thing. Upanishad, Upa is sitting, Nishad is close. That's how the ancient knowledge used to go. Sit close. See, that's what we do every day morning. And what is Vedanta? What flows out is the knowledge. Now Vedanta has got two meanings. One is the end of all knowledge. Anta is the end and Veda is the knowledge. Meaning that's the supreme most knowledge. If you and I can dip into it a little bit, you will certainly find your life is beautiful. So you see, Adi is talking about theory of knowledge. And a similar line, I want you to see this beautiful world all around. We generally tend to look at what is junk, what is muck in the people around us. Oh, she's so selfish. You're not looking at, she's a very good cook. That's part of the job. Yeah. Look at the beautiful things around. Make meanings, make connections. So, content to learning knowledge through the concept is what? Concept is what? Making connections. So let's see a simple connection. You all have been to barista coffee shop? Cafe coffee day? Everybody's been, no? More or less. Right? How many of you have noticed they had 3 different cups? Have you noticed it? And they ask you, which one? Those of you who've been to a good ice cream shop, what is that one? Where you go, what is the name? Right. Have you noticed they also have different cups? You know what it is meant? They got a name. Those guys who offer to you, generally they're not very knowledgeable, literate, smart, but they got a name. The smaller one is, I like it. So that is an I like it cup. Meaning, I like ice cream. Okay, you all want to have it, go ahead and have it. You also have papa, mommy, brother, sister, wife, whatever it is. You say, okay, I like it, I'll have. Second one, middle one is I love it. So I like it, I love it. And you know what is the third one called? Got to have it. I have to have it, the big one. So, I want you to understand, being this beautiful world around, apparently, this like it, love it, got to have it is what is ruling us today. And a beautiful statement from Vedanta. The moment you have a body, you also have a chain with the body. When you don't have the body, meaning you're dead, notice the absence of what? Who are we? Our consciousness. You remember? We talked about our consciousness. Everything around us. Our mind, our thought process, our faith, our belief systems, our knowledge. Everything is, let's say, any one person's knowledge or mind or faith is not the same as the second person. They're all individual, they're content. The only thing common for all of us is consciousness. And that consciousness also gets influenced by the mind called reflective consciousness. But the consciousness is pure by itself. And when you know more and more, when you practice more and more, you go beyond that reflective consciousness. So you are in the pure consciousness. In which what? Have you noticed this status of this body which has got a chain? It may be a gold chain, maybe silver, maybe iron chain. Hey, but it's still a chain. Gold chain also ties you up equally well, isn't it? It's still a chain. So what do you have to do? In this, you notice all of us want to be happy. We don't like suffering. We don't like sadness. We don't like people who are cribbing. Oh my God, look at the guy again. You say like that, no? And you notice in our days, I remember quite a few of them, even pretty late in life. Whenever we used to go to principal's office, principal, either ma'am or the sir, he will look at you like that. And the specs is here, no? Look down at you. Very few of us had principals like Shada ma'am, where you can go and give a hug and get a little bit of firing also. Okay. In this journey, look at it. What is Vedanta talking about? Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. These are the four things is our journey. Artha is what? I have desire. What is it? All of us want something. No? One money, one good health, one happiness, one good relationship, one joy, one a good house, a good car, no shortage. Apparently, this is what we are aiming for. We are searching for. We are searching because we don't know how to get that. And because we don't know, called ignorance. And because of the ignorance, we are suffering. We have sadness and grief and misery, and we are whining and we are negative. Have you realized nobody likes negative people? Even the negative people don't like the negative people. Yeah? Negative people wants to come to somebody and say, you have a nice smile. Something beautiful. In this 700 people, 400 universities, we were walking around, Jaya ma'am, Shada ma'am and I, and you notice Shada ma'am loves to wear a sari. Somebody came and said, you look so pretty in saris. I wish we could all the time wear saris. So what happened? I said, you know something? I immediately piped in. I said, you know something? You got beautiful eyes. She said, why so? I said, you're only watching at the beauty of people. Isn't it nice? So she also felt very good. Shada ma'am felt very good. All of us felt very good. So what is it? That desire to get artha is more, is creating ignorance, And we want pleasure and all those things. And in the bargain, what is happening? We don't get them, and we are sad, and we are sad, and we are sad. Have you noticed the difference between, don't mind the comparison, okay, if you're very fixed-minded thinking about it, just don't mind my comparison. Have you noticed, Diwali is coming up, we all do Lakshmi Puja. Why? We put little footprint of Lakshmi also. Lakshmi is going to come in. Have you noticed every footprint is towards the house, not outside the house? Why don't you give her freedom? Hey, let her go and come back whenever she wants, no? She should say, I'm not going to go from here. There's a rich guy, very rich, he had everything. One day in his dream, he saw Mother Lakshmi coming. He said, listen, son, I have been with you all these days. I have given you everything. Now I got some work. So I have to go somewhere else. Now before I go, you better ask me what you want. I'll grant it to you and go. So the rich man said, Mother, will you give me one day? She said, why? I want to ask my wife, my sons, my daughters-in-law. Everybody should tell me. They're really fulfilling their desire will make me feel happy. You've given me everything. She said, okay. He asked his wife, what do you want? So she said, 9 lakh gold chain. Something, I don't know, special. You all should be knowing about it, what it means. He went and asked his son. Son said, you know, that particular town, I want to take over the town. I want to be owner of that entire land, that kingdom or whatever it was. Second son said, I need that special sports car. Went and asked the first son's wife. First son's wife also asked for some property, money, something like that. Second son's wife, who was a newcomer to the family, he'd forgotten to ask her. He didn't just come, still not very well connected. And as he was going off to sleep, he was thinking, Mother is going to come, I'm going to tell Mother. And suddenly he said, I hope I'm not forgotten. He said, oh my God, I forgot to ask my youngest son's wife. So he goes and asks her, what do you want? So she says, Father, I have got everything. All we want is happiness. He says, okay, happiness is fine. What else? He said, just happiness. He was a little sad, he was a funny girl. Anyway, he went off to sleep and Lakshmi Mata came and Lakshmi Mata asked and he gave all the list and instantly they were granted. And then he said, Mother, I don't know how to tell you, but my younger son's wife has asked something funny, I don't know how to ask her. She said, tell me what is it. She says, all I want is happiness. The Lakshmi Mata, who was ready to go in her Mount Owl, she suddenly told the owl, okay, you go. And she said, I have to stay here now. I have to grant you happiness. Happiness meaning I have to be here. This is what I'm talking about. They give the freedom that the Lakshmi Mata can go and come back. Notice the other one. Lakshmi Mata symbolizes actually, as people understand, is money, 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 gold, diamond and all that stuff. It is not so. Lakshmi Mata symbolically represents peace, happiness, joy, calmness, tranquility of mind. It is bliss, which is the end of it. What about Saraswati Mata? Notice, for Lakshmi Mata, money you have to work hard. She grants you, but you have to work hard and get what? Some money. You do get. When you worship, work hard, Lakshmi Mata does give you. Notice on the other hand, blessings of Mother Saraswati has to be there, but you have to work sincerely, put your heart, concentrate on to learning, acquiring, isn't it? Your effort is very important. You can't lie down and say, now my father has given me this kingdom, I don't have to work. You can't do that. Your father may be a triple PhD or get great Jnana Avatar, but you cannot take his knowledge. You have to work. You can take his money, but not the knowledge, not the wisdom. That's the comparison I was talking about. So in this, Artha is okay. Kama. Kama is what? Desire. We have desire for various pleasures. And that is where it's called, I like it, I love it, I have to have it. And then what happens? You suddenly tied up with that iron chain and I have to have it. Now you say, I'm a coffee type. Who told us that you're the coffee type? Were you born coffee type? No. So I have to have a cigarette. Who said? You only started off somewhere. No? Oh, I can't. But you have to learn to get out of that can't to say I can. What? Anything. Teach the children that. That they can. And what is dharma? Artha, kama, dharma. Dharma is a way of life. Whichever way you do it. But you have to have a way in which, have you heard this word called mean? Nobody likes mean people. Have you realized the mean people in English language? English language is beautiful, powerful, and it's got a lot of, if you study, one time I was very fond of studying etymology, the originations of the words, how did they come? Have you noticed the word quick? You have to say quick. You can't say quick. And you have to say the word slow. You can't say slow. Somebody will say, what did you say? Similarly, the word mean, have you realized, comes from M-E? Is who? Me, myself. I, me and myself. Nobody likes selfish people. Even mother will tell you, you are very selfish. Yeah? And mother who protects everyone. And yet, if you are selfish and bad and do whatever you do, mother still protects you. That mother, that father, that supreme, if you say no mother, no father, but the infinite consciousness, come with whatever, the ultimate, with figure, without figure, rupam, arupam, advaita, dvaita, take it in way, form or no form. It's a way of life. And what is that way of life? It says you. What does religion tell us? Religion teaches us how not to be bound by me, myself. I, me, myself. Where does ignorance come from? Not wanting to learn come from? Or learning less come from? Some of the children who are not wanting to, why? Because they want to have fun. Or they're lethargic. Lethargic is what? Oh, I need to sleep. Is what? My body is more important. So, 1st of January is coming up, 31st night party, you make a new resolution. This stupid guy, Dr. Ghosh, has been eating up head. I think let's try meditation for 1 year. So he said, tomorrow morning, 4 o'clock, I'm going to get up in the morning and 4 o'clock onwards I'll start meditation. Let's see what happens. He talks about lots of great things. Does it happen really? Let me try. 4 o'clock morning, you mind tells you, come on, tissue, get up. 4 o'clock, remember you made your resolution? Body says, you go. Mind says, hey, how can I go? You have to come with me. Body says, you didn't ask me. You made your own resolution. Go ahead. I want to sleep. And you know who wins? Body always wins. Unless, what do? You bring in that detachment. When what happens? You go beyond the body. So what makes you happiness? When you want to feel miserable, sometimes try it out. Just sit and say, close your eyes and say, nobody loves me. Everybody's so selfish. Either they want my body or my money or my something or the other. And see how slowly you will be like that. And somebody comes and says, what happened to you? Nothing. Yeah? And you want to feel good? Just WhatsApp, give a call to someone, say, listen, I feel like taking out for lunch. Or go to the neighbor's house and tell, Mommy, would you like me to take care of your son for half an hour? Mommy will say, sure. I'm a teacher, I love to do that. You must be already acquainted. Supposing a new person, you go and say, hi, welcome to the neighborhood. Can I make a cup of coffee for you? I'm very good at it. Will she say, no, get out from here? And you will feel very good. Where does it come from? What does religion teach you? Close your eyes and be peaceful. What is that? Bliss, happiness, being good, feeling good. You know, there is this guy, just about 2 weeks back. He is one of the almost the top chef of the world. Young, brilliant, no shortage of money, property, good health, lots of very good relationship. He committed suicide. Do you know? Just about 2 weeks back. And just about few days later, in New York, the top lady fashion model, no shortage, whatever this desire called Artha Kama, they have abundance, committed suicide. Why? They don't know how to control that thing called mind. Mind is eating them up. But the Dharma tells you how to feel good. And that's nothing else. That's something called thinking about you. So when I close my eyes, I feel blissful. When I open my eyes, I look at you and I say, what can I do for you? How can I help you? What is it I can do? For who? Everyone. That servant, to the grandma, to the husband, to the wife, to the children, to that little plant. You know, some of you, supposing you're feeling a little tired, you take a cup of tea and go and sit with the plant and you feel so nice, no? Just sipping tea, talking to the plants. Or lie down on top of the roof or maybe on a green lawn, right up into the sky and look at the cloud floating by. You remember as childhood we used to do that? As an adult, when did you do it? Those things are gone. Notice as a child you were always happy. And today as an adult, we want to be happy. Meaning what? You want to be rich is only when you are not rich, isn't it? So Vedanta talks about what is this way, what we are talking about today. Is very simple. He says, I am that. So the moment you and I find out who we are, that is called the peace and the bliss. How do you do it? Very simple ways. Get away from suffering. Everybody wants to do that. So where is it coming from? It's coming from ignorance, not knowing. Notice that butterfly which is being eaten up by the lizard, the wall lizard, the chipkali that you're scared of. That butterfly is having a lot of pain, no? He doesn't like it. What about the deer on which the tiger is pounced? The deer doesn't like it. He's in suffering. You and I also have got something or the other suffering. So what should we do? In this beautiful world of all religious practices, or those who call scientists don't believe in God, they believe in unified field, cause and effect. Everything that I do has what? If I throw up the apple, it should come down. When I first read it, I kept thinking about it. Why does it come down? Professor said, forces of gravity. I kept reading more and more and more, and then I realized it doesn't have to come down. And I became a category A instructor just because I asked that question. And the people said in the Air Force, it will come down. Anything that goes up, sun, it will come down. I said, so what happens if I throw it up with an escape velocity? That's, I think, 6.83 meters per second, something like that. He said, yeah, then it will not come down. So, challenge, ask questions, and keep on increasing your what we are talking about. If this world, we have two issues, whatever religion you practice it. One is, why do we have suffering? Everybody said, why? Why do you have to suffer? If God is kind and benevolent and loving, which mother, which father will want their children to suffer? Nobody. If God is kind and loving, why should we suffer? So what is it? There is another idea. And the moment you put in the second idea, God is powerful. God can do anything. So what happened in that? Ancient Greek gods, Jews, you read about it, or Noah's Ark. You know about Noah got the message that I am going to destroy this world because this world is filled up with very selfish people. I want to kill everybody. Stop. You're the only good person with your family, and now you start off with these specimens of each plants and animals, so that I'm going to start a new world. Meaning what? That's a good God is trying to get rid of all junk. But how can a kind, loving God, will mommy say, I have got 2 bad kids and 3 good kids, so 2 bad kids die. Will mommy do that? It's a loving mommy, cannot do that. The loving God, why should he do that? So that's the conflict. Loving God, powerful God. So the Vedanta talks about the sufferings which you and I need to understand, tell to our kids. Very simple. Don't come from God, not from outside somebody. It's from inside of you. What work are you doing? Hey, champion children, start doing every moment something good. And not for only yourself. I want to eat. I love it too. I have to have ice cream. You say, I have had a little bit. Come on, you take this. And you suddenly feel so much more happy. You say, I sacrifice. Sacrifices, detachment brings you happiness. Selfishness brings you misery and suffering. So what is it? Karma, work. What work are you doing? As a teacher, what I started out today, we are truly blessed to work with the children and the people like you and me and the parents and the staff. Truly blessed to have this life. Utilize it to its fullest extent. Do good work. So you heard this famous statement in Christianity. As you reap, so shall you. As you sow, so shall you reap. If you plant an apple seed, you're not going to get a thorny bush. You will get an apple tree, isn't it? So what are you sowing? And in which work is not just work. Work is very powerful, is thinking. That is also work. What am I thinking? So you notice as you came in, there is a beautiful statement by Paramahamsa Yogananda. Every thought of yours is creating around you in the energy field for something to happen tomorrow or today. This work you may have done little before, maybe way before, maybe way before. And those religions, almost all the Indian religions, believe in rebirth even before birth. What have you done? You can't control that. What have you done when you were a child? Or what you've done in the last birth? Yes, you can. Vedanta says you can. What? What should you do? Tell the children, do good. Why should you, Jesus said, love thy neighbor? Why should I love my neighbor? I should rob their wives and husbands and parents and people and children and make them my slaves and take their property. That's what the Romans used to do. Huh? Why? Because what you do, it shall be done unto you. Take up this very simple message, make it through a story form to the children. Let it be planted a seed. You will be amazed to hear the seed that you have picked up in your childhood, you've not forgotten. For example, I remember something very small. I used to get always confused which is green, which is blue. I was 2, 3, 4 years of age. I didn't understand which is green, which is blue. I used to say green sky. You will laugh today, but that time I didn't. I said, why, what is the difference? So my professor, teacher, he was the English teacher, he said, don't forget, grass is green, sky is blue. I've not forgotten it. Like that, you make out a little anecdote. Where should you take it from? Dip into your own bag, close your eyes, reflect upon it, read something, and you got a wonderful gadget which nobody had, called Google, called Wikipedia. You can ask anything, you can learn anything. Yeah? You have a beautiful day. Thank you.